Hi everybody, it's Steve Olson with WSO Reporter. The date is May 7th, 2016. Big Planet Hypothesis is gaining steam, and balloon flights continue. We'll talk about that here in just a second. So let's go back to the Big Planet Hypothesis. So you remember when Samuel Hoffman was telling us that if we see rainbows in the sky when they're not supposed to be there, like for example when there's no rain and it's dry and it's sunny, like in this picture from my backyard, that when we see this rainbow effect here, that's actually light coming through a atmosphere. And on this particular day, I could not get a picture of it, but I actually had a double halo where there was another like object coming out behind. And so I wanted to set up my camera right away, so I went outside. And so what I did was I picked the same time the next day to do the balloon flight. But as you can see, there's several shots that appear to be large planets. Now check out the halo that I captured in this backyard photography. And then we've got this other refraction over here. This halo, this is a halo that perhaps the edge of a planet. I don't know. But when I look at it, I'm starting to say, you know, okay, let's keep an open mind to this big planet theory and just see where it takes us. You know what I mean? But really, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on up there right now, and it's really not that hard to photograph it, really. Here's that double halo I was talking about. So here's the halo, the normal halo, and then this is a second halo that appeared like a second planet behind. That's what prompted me to set the camera up that day. And then I tried to capture it with the satellite. Here are those rings again. Now you could say that those are possibly water droplets. I don't know. But look in the background. Look at those big, huge loops, man. I've been noticing those for a long time in the Skycams. And then this. Check out this from the Skycam that we see here. Unbelievable shot of a planet with all the you know, chemtrailers coming out trying to hide either the edge or something going on there. And then that kind of brings me back to this. So you guys remember when we saw this big planet, I don't know, orb refraction or whatever off one of the satellites? Well, somebody actually had a backdoor photograph of this, and it actually shows the streak either coming from this direction or going down and up and around. But my gosh, look at the streak. And if there is an object truly this big, it would appear to be huge like this in our I don't know, in our view. But you know, again, these are only like 1 or 2 frames. The next thing I wanted to talk about was, why is Orion still visible in the northern hemisphere in Colorado? And so Wayne Stiegler last night took a picture, sent it to me, and there it is. Orion, clear as bell, way up in the southeastern sky. And then Wayne was telling me another story. He was in a restaurant and noticed his compass was starting to fry out. He's the one that's been doing our compass stuff. And so basically, he got everybody in the restaurant started freaking out and bringing their phones over to him, and he kept comparing the different readings that he was getting on the phones. And again, you know, it's just very indicative of the magnetosphere still being in a bad place. And then this is just him pointing north with this red one, isolated from anything else, and it's showing that the compass is just like way off, guys. Okay. So that's just another piece of information that we need to take a look at. So here's our balloon flight from yesterday. I wanted to show you that we're really getting to the altitude, and I'm really mad at myself right now because we reached good altitude. I put heaters on both of the cameras. I had 2 cameras in this one, and I'll show you the shots from the other camera here in a minute. And I mean, I got it to operate for a full 3 hours. This is the GoPro that's taking these pictures right here. Now, why am I disappointed, you ask? Well, I'm disappointed because I did notice how I have too much earth, not enough sky. I need to tilt these cameras up more, and I underestimated when I got to the 90,000 feet how much of the earth is going to show up. So you almost have to point that dang thing straight up in order to get to the shots that you want. But again, we're getting some excellent balloon flights. Now it's just a matter of adjusting the background exposure, which I will be doing tomorrow or the next day when I do the next flight. I don't think I should do one on Mother's Day. It might be a bad thing. And then just thank you. You'll notice that right now I'm using an Apple's machine. I just got it running. That's why I've been delayed for a couple days. 1, had the balloon flight. 2, had to get switched over to this new system that works great. Remember that collaboration and corroboration are the keys to this event, which brings up the WSO group leader list. I'm way behind on it. I'm probably going to get one of you guys to help me with it, but we will get that published for sure next week so that you guys can get to your leaders in your area. And I have promised a lady that I would say Jesus saves at the beginning and at the end of every video. And so that's what I'm going to do. Jesus saves. God bless you. And I just wanted to thank you guys all very, very much for helping me out. Keep those donations flowing, though. We've got a lot of investments we have to make. We have IT infrastructure coming up. We're going to be able to have a file server of our own. We've got an IT guy that we'd like to bring on staff. So in order for us to continue to grow in sophistication and science, we'll need more donations. So please donate below. If you intended to do it last week and you didn't get to it, please do it. Just link on the PayPal. Okay, so here are the two cameras that we used in our GoPro, and then we used a Tech. The GoPro with the heater on the back got me to the highest altitude here, as you can see, because they freeze when they get up into this altitude. So we got an excellent flight in. We didn't see a lot, and the reason, again, like I said, was because we have to lighten up the contrast in the back so that we can see more in the background, which was what we tried to do with this camera. Let's go to the highest point of this camera. And this is the Tech camera, which I had the exposure a little bit. So the first thing that you'll notice is when we start to get to altitude, you start to see this is a completely clear day, and there were chemtrailers going underneath and under the balloon. Here's one's right here coming through, and you can see that again. You know, we're getting cutoffs from the flare. We need to up the exposure, turn the camera up so we can see it better. But again, the big disturbing part of this is definitely reflective material, as we had guessed. Look at how much it reflects, so much so that the people below would never discern it being over their heads. They basically, when you look up, it looks like a clear sky, but it looks like a slightly shaded one. And then you can see that we got some great footage. So I just wanted to let you know the balloon project's going well. As soon as we get something jaw dropping, I got another flight tomorrow, I'll bring it out to you to see it. But for now, I'm still analyzing a lot of these photographs, so we'll just keep doing the analysis until we see if we got anything conclusive. The only thing that I saw on this was this very blue haze that they seem to be trying to obfuscate, and then as you'll see, we've got the red iron oxide, or whatever that red dust is. That also has been said to be bacterial. I don't know, but again, we're getting the balloons perfected, tuned. And then I'd like to get a volunteer. I know that's going to bring me a lot of emails, but I'd like to get somebody to turn this project over to in Wisconsin. So if any of the Wisconsin people want to get a hold of me to let me know if you'd like to do these flights, I'd like to. It is pretty complicated. It's more complicated than I thought it would be. So we'll just keep doing these flights, man. And I mean, like I said, they're going great. It's just a matter of time before we get to the point where we're, very much, getting to where we're, getting something good to show. But again, this is at a little bit lower altitude right when we started, and you can just see this refraction and reflection and just the haze. It's just gross, man. It is gross. All right, so let's go to some subscriber photos. This one out of Australia. Again, very strange color change here. It looks like a large green object. Some kind of an eclipse, and then this, you can see this reversed bowl, that we see here. Then the next one, take a look at, is there's Wayne's photograph of the stuff that he showed us. Here's a extremely red sunset. The only reason I pulled this out again is I wonder if this is a reflection of a light generating device. To everybody just kind of think about that, because that's the lens flare that we constantly get. This one was interesting because of what was in the window. So if you look at it, you can actually see that there are like objects in the back of the window. Unbelievable stuff, man. Here's one where we can actually see an object, a moon or something out there. This is my backyard stuff that what I was doing that one day. This was weird. I was caught this off the Georgia cam. It was this like thing assembling in the background, like this huge thing, either reflecting from behind here somewhere, but it was very strange. Here's that photo. Here again, just showing the different objects, moons, things. Here, look at this intense rainbow. Is that a planet? Is that a reflection of a planet? I'm starting to think maybe it might be. This is my farm. By the way, a panoramic view, so the sunset on that day that I took all those photographs, just look at how huge the sun is, and this is my farm over here, and then the red iron oxide or whatever it is back there. Here's just interesting because here's a dark spot where a bird flies in front of it. This was not drawn on there. Again, just a big rainbow shot. And then this is another one of those orb shots with the streaks on it. I never saw it with that much clarity before. Maybe I just missed it. Interesting. Another interesting, again, looking at these big refractions and different colors. Guys, it's just, you know, I don't know how long it's going to be before this thing hits, but it seems like it's getting closer. All of this stuff is getting closer. Here, this one actually, I don't know if this is a refraction anymore, Roy. I'm starting to think that this is actually an object now, just a really huge one. And then we got the north magnetic pole shift and how that's increased over the last several years. And then, you know, it's increasing. We're going to try to get a guest from England on that's an expert on this. I've been invited to speak on Paul Begley's show. I've been offered to speak on the Catholic Network now. So guys, we're working together to get the word out, and I really appreciate all of you. You know, I really do. So again, I'm getting used to my new look at this UFO photo that we got. You know, we're starting to take pictures of the sky so we get the UFO photos. Anyway, to close, I just wanted to let you know I love you all. I pray for you every day. Jesus is the Savior. He's the only God that ever died for you. Just think about it, okay? God bless.